Hey, out there in YouTube land, I got to talk to you today about a few things. Change is one of them. Change is not a bad word, and a lot of people, and I'm guilty of this too. I don't like change. I don't like when things change. I like the way I'm doing it, and it's just. But change is a part of life, and whether you're talking about a business, whether you're talking about your career, whether you're talking about the 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 neighbors down the street, whether you're talking about whatever, change is going to happen. That cute little baby's not going to stay a baby the whole time. It's going to change. It's going to be one of those, no matter how much you think it's not, it's going to be one of them crazy teenagers that that wants to argue with you about every little thing. It's going to change. So life changes, and really, it's not a complete change. We think a change is like total night and day. It's not that kind of change. It is. If you're doing it right, it's more of a tweaking it as you go. Whether you're talking about your marriage changes. I've been married for, I'm gonna get in trouble here, 26 years, almost 27. My marriage has changed. I'm not the same guy I was when I was 25 years old. For some things, I'm grateful for that. Other things, but still, it changes. You adapt to each other.
You do different things, and you can't do the same things as what you do when you were 22. Um,
For me, I'm talking about, well, teaching, for example. When I first got into teaching, there was no way I wanted to be a principal. No way in the world. Didn't want any part of it. I thought, man, those people are crazy doing that kind of stuff. And then it became, well, it might not be too bad. And then I went and got my degree and my master's degree and got my license. And my thought then was, well, eventually. Now it's like, you know what, it's time. Um, I have not gotten a principal's job yet. I've interviewed, but I haven't gotten the right one yet where they want me and I want them. So we'll see what happens. We'll my wife says there's no reason to make plans. God has a plan anyway, and His plan's going to overrule yours. So you can plan whatever you want, but God's going to make sure it happens the way He wants it. But you still got to do some work yourself. I'm not going to get a principal's job by not ever applying for one. So I got to go out and I got to apply. But that's a change in my attitude. And business has changed for me. At one time, I ran my own store, my brick and mortar store, and I had an eBay account, and ran U-Haul for a while, and then it changed, and I wasn't doing a whole lot of anything with selling, and then I went back to eBay only. Before I even had a store, I had eBay only. Now I'm doing, I'd say 90% of my sales are on Amazon. And my eBay store, I went in and I shrunk it down, took out stuff that's been there for a long time. Either sold it at auction or I sold it at a on an eBay auction or a live auction, one of the two. And then what I couldn't sell, I donated, got rid of it. Still in the process of that, going through all the stuff. I had 300 something items on eBay at one time. I'm down to like 35 today, something like that. And I'm still doing eBay. It's just not the main thing. Amazon has, because it's a different animal, and I seem to be able to find plenty of stuff to put on there. And the thing is, I just got to find time to find the stuff, because that takes time. But my business has evolved, just like I have, and you're always changing. You're always making adjustments to your daily life. Some of them are small changes, some of them big changes. Don't be afraid of change. Now, I'm not saying go out and you're successful at whatever the job is you're doing, and you go out and just change it, and you say, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not saying that. I'm saying don't be afraid to make changes, and if the right opportunity comes, go for it. It's for a long time I was afraid to change. I was in a bad job. I didn't want to change because I was afraid of what else it might be. Well, it's not, that's not healthy, and you got to go look at it. Right now, I'm happy with the job I'm in. I like teaching there. It's not the easiest place to work. There's a lot of difficult kids that need a lot of help, and not just book help, but emotional help, because they're going through a lot of things in their lives. But it's where I feel like I need to be, and the only way I was leaving is to get a principal's job, and that didn't come out so far. Still got the rest of this month, but didn't turn out so far. So I'm happy where I'm at, because I think I do make a difference there, and that's the big thing for me, is I want to go somewhere. I want to be somewhere where I can make a difference. And I've worked retail. I've been a manager of a store. I've owned my own store. The question that I kept asking myself when I was a manager is, am I making a difference in anybody's life? I mean, I'm selling stuff, but it's not that big a deal. Now, what I'm doing now, I'm making a difference with teaching, and with those kids. So I feel like I'm doing something. But I'm also making a little money on Amazon and eBay to help with some of the extras. I mean, I got a trip coming up to Colorado, third trip since school was out to Colorado. 2 of them were for graduations, and I'm glad I went. The next one's for a trial. I got to be a witness in a trial, and I'm not going to get into what it's all about, but it's yeah, they're paying me to go. I'm getting paid my airfare, or my big 10 cents a mile, to drive if I choose to do that. And I get for the trial, but it's not. I'm not making any money on it. But if I want to do anything,
I think I get $20 a day, which you can eat a sandwich on $20 a day. But if I want to go do anything, like when I'm not a witness, because they're saying right now probably I'll be there for 1 day as a witness, but my daughter's going to be there as a witness for more days, so she's more involved with it. So if I want to sit around the hotel room and watch the TV all day, yeah, then I can do that. But it's nice to have this extra money to do it. And I'm just a part-time seller, and I started Amazon as kind of a, let's see how it goes, and I didn't have a whole lot of money to put into it. I didn't try to put in a whole lot of it. I've put in, I don't know how much I've put in total. I could look it up, but it's starting to be where I can, it's something you can do too. If you're interested in making a little extra money, I get paid every 2 weeks through Amazon. The last check I got was $350, and I probably spent maybe 20 hours a week on it. I mean, if even, I'd probably say closer to 15, so I'd say like 30 hours. So I'm making $10-15 bring home on this, so it's doing all right, and it's only getting bigger. And one thing I've discovered too is I'm changing the way I'm doing things on Amazon. I was sending in about 2 shipments a month, and sometimes it was only 1, but usually about 2 shipments a month, every 2 weeks or so. I'm figuring out I need to do it every week, because it'll, like my set, when I get it in there, it gets in, my sales shoot up, and then I sell the good stuff and it goes back down, and it kind of levels off after a little bit and slowly going down. But if I send it in every week, then I think it's going to shoot up and it's going to plateau, and then I send another one, it's just going to shoot up, plateau, and shoot up, plateau. Pretty soon it's through the roof. That's plan A. We'll see how that works. Plan like Z, but still, it's changing. It's ever changing, and I'll see something that maybe I realize, hey, maybe I should do it this way. And sometimes that's from watching a video or something, or somebody gives me a suggestion. It's like, that'll work.
So I use that. You're never staying the same. My old football coach used to say, "You're either getting better, or you're getting worse. There's no staying the same." And our goal is to get better, and that's my goal with business too, and with being a teacher and everything in life, pretty much. I want to be better than what I was. Not as good as I'm going to be. So that that's the goal. Don't be afraid of change, though. That's the big thing. Um, be willing to make
changes and make small changes. You don't have to. I'm not saying jump into Amazon, spend $5,000 overnight. In fact, that's in my opinion, wrong way to do it, because you got to learn as you go. And you may go in and say, after $100 spent, say, this Amazon's not for me, or eBay, or whatever it is, Mercari, or whatever it is you want to try. You may say, what, that's not my cup of tea. Now I got all this money and nothing to do with it, because I'm not doing that anymore. You don't want that. So go in, try something. Try it part-time, and then build it up, and then see what comes of it. Because you may find out, what, this is for me, and I want to do it, and then you can build up to it. But honestly, somebody the other day asked me how much you need to start Amazon. I said, how much you want to buy to begin with. That's pretty much what it is. I would say if you got even $200 or $300, go out and find you good stuff to sell, and then start on Amazon, and then make the money from that, and reinvest it and keep going. I'd say as little as a couple $100 will get you going. But anyway, that's about all I got to say today. Just what I'm gonna do is, if I feel something that I want to talk about, I'm gonna talk about it on my videos, and we'll see what happens. How many I might get out, I don't know. I don't have a goal anymore of how many to get out. I'd like to do 2 or 3 a week, but right now I can do that. School, sometimes not. But anyway, hit that like button, and subscribe to me. I want to get a few more subscribers. I don't have very many. Don't make me feel lonely. Subscribe. All right. You guys have a great day, and I'm out.